What is up, Coretics? Welcome back to the series where I recustomize and review past DLC vehicles that didn't have microphone quality before late 2019. So as always guys, feel free to let me know down below in the comments what car you want to see me recustomize next. I'll display a most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next customization video. So in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Bravado Gauntlet Classic, the regular one, not the Benny's variant, which I customized / reviewed back in 2019 when it released. So, the Gauntlet Classic released with the Casino Update drip feed in August of 2019 and is available from the Summer San Andreas website for a normal price of about $600,000 or a trade price of about $460,000. Now, in regards to performance, it's in the muscle car class and is a below average performing car in that class, which is to be expected. It sits roughly around 50th place in the class for track performance, right around the pace of some of the OG muscle cars like the OG Gauntlet, the Phoenix, the OG Vigero, etc., which is where you would sort of expect this car to sit. It offers phenomenal customization options, great detail both inside and out, and a great idling engine sound as well. It's just an insane value at this price point considering the level of detail and customization this car offers and the styling, just really everything. And of course you're going to see this with the customization. Now in terms of what the Gauntlet Classic is based on, is primarily based on the first generation Dodge Challenger with some styling elements from a few other 70s cars as well, but again mainly the Dodge Challenger. But man, for those of you Mopar fans like myself, this thing, I mean, it was just so well made. It's one of my personal favorite muscle cars in the entire game. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the Gauntlet Classic. Alright, Gauntlet Classic, let's do it. Okay, so first of all, we have the Gauntlet Classic Custom Upgrade. This is the Benny's upgrade, which converts it into the Charger Daytona / Plymouth Superbird. Obviously, we're not doing that. We're sticking with the 1970 Dodge Challenger build. So we're going to skip that. So firstly, we have armor, as usual. We got brakes. Here we have bumpers. So you have the first one that gives you the bolted stock front bumper. Then you have the primary. Then here you have the twin wedge splitter. So this is going to be a reference to the Challenger TA style optional splitter, which was also available on the RT as well as an option. It was a dealer installed option back then, but of course when you order the car you would order it with it. And then here you have the the single splitter that's not split in two. But if you want a more like original looking option, definitely go with the separated one, the twin wedge. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Rear bumpers, you have the bolted stock, and then you have the bolted stock with the overriders. So this option right here would be the closest to the real car. And then here you have the primary stock if you want to do like a bit of chrome delete. But I'm going to go with the bolted stock with the overriders. Continuing to chassis, so here you have different roll cage options. So you have first the roll cage, and then you have roll cage, the padded roll cage with different seats. So you got the carbon seats here, then you got the racing seats, then you got the Mark II racing cage with this seat, just various different seats. So if you want to do like a touring car build or a race car build or whatever you want to do with it, track build, you can definitely do that there, but I'm sticking with a classy build, so I'm not going to do any of these options. Engine, max that out. Exhaust, so stock you have a nice quad exhaust setup. Then you can do a titanium, you can do anodized, and here you have the box exhaust, which is going to be the most similar to the real car. Then here you have the side exit exhaust, and then the side mitred exhaust. So that's going to basically be a reference to the Challenger TA side exhaust, even though it's not exact. Neither of these two are, but if you want to do a side exhaust, those are pretty much your only two choices there. I'd probably go with the side exit, honestly, if you're going to go with that reference, or maybe even this one. But typically, I mean, for all my builds, I just like to put the box exhaust. I feel like it suits it the best. It kind of goes with the boxiness of the car and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and install that there. Front fenders, so you have the Gauntlet vents. This is going to be a reference to the Plymouth Cuda fender vents, so if you want to do that you can. So I don't know, just kind of weird to me, so I'm going to skip that. Grill, so you got the primary section grills. So again, speaking of the Cuda, here you have a similar front end to the grill to the Cuda. Then you got a secondary. Then here you have the primary performance grill. So it's going to be pretty similar to the 1972 Dodge Challenger grill, if you want to do that there, kind of, but it is flipped the other way, which is kind of weird. Then here you have a secondary, and then there you have competition grill. Now, something I do want to show with the competition grill, which I showed in my original video as well, if we go here to lights, for those of you who remember the Dukes, right, how it has the headlights, the sort of like panel that's opens up, this car has the same thing. So for that grill option specifically, it has that, which I think is insanely cool that Rockstar actually programmed that detail into there. They didn't have to, but they did. And that really says a lot as to how much effort they put into this car. You can really tell with all the options they chose. But personally, I prefer the stock grill. It's the most similar to the 1970 Dodge Challenger, that sort of like open grill look, which I personally prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and install that there. Hood. So stock, you do have the shaker hood, which is kind of surprising. You know, you would think this car would probably have, you know, a plain hood stock, but no, you get the shaker hood for free, stock with the car, so that's nice. Here you have the snorkel hood, which is going to be a reference to the Challenger TA hood. Then you got the carbon version of that, and then continuing we have the Ridgeline hood. So you'd think this is the hood it would come with, the Ridgeline hood, and then the shaker hood be an option, but again, kind of interesting how it comes with it. Anyway, carbon version of that one. Then you got the twin intake hood. This is going to be the closest to the, you know, standard Dodge Challenger hood from back then, you know, with the twin vents there. Looks awesome. And then here you have the deep inset hood. This is going to be, you know, similar to the Beater Dukes hood option / 1969 Dodge Charger hood, which is very weird to see that on a Dodge Challenger, but then you have the different types of blowers you can install there, which are very nicely detailed. I mean, that looks really, really good. Wow. And the belt and everything moving, pulleys. And then this one, the valves will work as well. And then here you have the exposed engine setup if you want to do that. That's kind of crazy. Personally, for the build I'm going for, I am going to stick with the shaker. I really like the shaker hood. And I feel like I do this for a lot of the Challenger builds or the TA hood that I have, so I'm gonna go with the shaker hood this time around. And I believe just like the Rio car, I think on this one when you open the hood, the shaker does stay there, which is really cool. Lights, we're gonna keep the stock yellowish lights. Liveries, so you got the black Bravado stripe livery. So this is gonna be, you know, a reference to the Challenger TA / RT stripe package, you know, kind of like combination of the two there, which is, I mean, just amazing that Rockstar put again all this effort into this car. Here you have the white 445 stripes, which is a reference to a Cuda style livery, which I really, really like. Then you got the twin black stripes, nice thin black stripes there. You got the white, then you got the like warplane style livery, which is cool. And you got another one there. And you got Redwood Classic Racing livery. You got the Hot Shot, Rigid Rocket. Awesome liveries there. And then you got the True Patriots American flag livery there. So really cool options there. On this build, I am going for like a mix of different things, so, you know, based on the color combination I want and stuff. So I am going to go with the white 445 stripe. We're going to go ahead and install that there. Plates, we'll do our black plate, and then I'll throw my America plate on there. Rear fenders, so here you have a single rear vent, and then you have the twin rear vent. So this twin rear vent would be a reference to the 1971 Dodge Challenger side fender vents. So very, very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and install those. I think they look great on the car, so we'll do that. Respray. So for this, we're gonna go to primary, and I did go to our hex sheet in our Discord server. So for those of you who don't know, we have a dedicated hex sheet where we put a lot of OEM hex colors in there. I do have the Plum Crazy hex here, which is extremely similar to the real Plum Crazy, especially when we throw the pearl on it. So we'll go to pearl, and then the recommended pearl for this one is going to be the Schwarzer purple, I believe. Yeah, Schwarzer purple. which is shafter purple. Sorry, shafter purple is the recommended pro. In direct sunlight, it looks fantastic. So go ahead and install that there. Gorgeous. I love plum crazy. Such a great color. Secondary is going to be your roof. Now, fun fact, your secondary is also tied to the engine model of this car. So a little trick you can do, let's say you want to do a Hemi orange, right, engine model like the real Hemis. You can go ahead and put this roof in orange. Let's say we could do orange or sunrise orange. We'll probably go with orange. And then if you go to roof, you can override this and do primary roof. So now you have a primary colored roof, for example, and you have now your engine model in the Hemi orange, which is really cool. The only downside is, though, if you want to do a different type of build like what I'm doing here, which I want to do the white top, that you can't do that here, unfortunately. So unless you go a vinyl top, but I want the white top. So yeah, that's not going to work for what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my secondary white here, and that probably means our engine model is going to be white, but it is what it is. We're going to go with the ice white. I just love the way it looks with that livery. I think it looks fantastic. Trim color is going to be obviously interior color, and it's literally almost all the interior. It's the dash, the steering wheel, the door panels, the headliner, the seats. So we're going to go ahead and do the ice white there, and look at how good that looks against the purple. I mean, it is just so classy and gorgeous. And there was a Rio Cuda that was built very similar to this, and I just really like it. So we'll go ahead and do that there. Creme for this car goes on the doors. Yep. Roof. So like I was talking about earlier, so you got sun strip, secondary, and then you got window louvers. For those of you who like the window louvers, personally I'm not too much of a fan of the window louvers, but you got the primary roof, you got the vinyl roof, which does look good too, but I just love the white top. What would have been cool was a white vinyl option top. That would have been sick, which is what I'm trying to reference here with the white. But secondary, primary, and then vinyl roof setup, which is going to be louvers and the vinyl roof. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip all that. Skirts, so you got different custom skirts. The stock one is chrome, you got custom, and then here you can do primary. I believe all the Challengers, they didn't have any trim down here. It was just body colored. So if you want to get rid of that trim down there, you can just go ahead and do primary custom skirt. But you do have different options there. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna go with thinking of getting, I don't know, I think it's too much chrome down there. I'm not a fan. I feel like it's just random, the chrome in that area. So I'm just gonna go with the primary custom skirt there to hide the chrome there. Spoiler upgrades. So first option here is going to be a reference to the Challenger TA spoiler, which looks fantastic. Here you got the inset ducktail spoiler, and then here you have the low-level spoiler, which is going to be the optional Challenger RT spoiler, which looks fantastic. You have different color variations of that. And here you have the bolted dovetail spoiler, and then you have the super spoiler, which is a reference, of course, to the Daytona / Superbird. But this was on this car before we had the Benny's version available. So people who wanted that spoiler, they tried to do like a build with it, even though they didn't have the nose cone or any of that. But yeah, this is here for those of you who want it. But obviously, you should definitely stick to doing that with the Benny's variant instead of doing it with this one, my personal opinion there. But yeah, I like the ducktail a lot, but I feel like this car looks really good with the RT style spoiler. So I'm gonna go ahead and install that there. Suspension, this car actually sits pretty low stock. I feel like this is even slightly lower than the real car's ride height. But if you want to go even lower, I mean, you can literally slam it. So I mean, for those of you who do like resto mod builds and stuff like that, feel free. But I feel this is way too low already, so I'm just gonna keep that stock. Transmission, turbo, wheels. So the stock wheels are not bad, but if you want the closest wheels to the real car, they've actually been in the game since day one. It's gonna be in the muscle category. You can go chrome or stock. I'm gonna go stock in this case. And it's gonna be all the way down here, the El Jefe wheels. So very similar to the real you know, normal Dodge Challenger wheels. It even has the, you know, the silver alloy in the middle with the chrome lip and all that. Yeah, it just looks really, really good with the car, especially if you do the tire design and you get the similar tire lettering as well. You kind of have the complete look there, which is what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I was thinking of doing, you know, like a where is it, the Cup Champions, which are one of my favorite wheels for classic muscle cars, you know, to kind of give it a resto mod look. But I don't know, I just feel like this looks a bit more classy and it just works a bit better. Windows, if you want to do tints, you can do that. I kind of want to show off the white interior, plus it's a classic car, so I'm just going to skip the tints on this one, and that's all the options there. All right, exit to ground. It looks so good. I'm really, really happy with that. I've always loved that purple and white color combo for these cars. And let's see in the sun. Oh man, that plum crazy is insane. Wow. I'll leave the hex to it in the description for those of you who want to apply it to your cars. But you really should check out our Discord server in that hex channel. But yeah. Interior. Love the white interior. Alright, floor it. Lots and lots and lots of wheel spin. Oh, there's a Phoenix. So this car, I mean, pretty much has similar performance to, you know, the original Phoenix, and even more similar performance to the original Gauntlet as well, which is kind of interesting, or on a track, which we talked about earlier. But this car, I mean, it's pretty nice to drive. Thankfully, it does not have any handling flags, so that's good. It drives pretty normal. I'd say it's a little more grippy than cars like the Phoenix and the Vigero and all that. But it's very nice and simple to drive. It's not an insanely quick car, but I wouldn't say it's slow and boring either. Plus, it is in the muscle car class, which means, you know, you can have some fun doing wheelies and stuff, which this car does great wheelies, which I'll demonstrate here. Hopefully we don't clip into the ground, but look at that. There's really good wheelies. That one was a bit more better throttle control I could have done there, but just a really, really nice car, especially for the money, man. Ah! There's just a bit stability over the bumps. It does not like the bumps too much. It's a bit clunky over the bumps. It doesn't absorb the bumps that well. But I mean, this is just, no handling flags to me is a really nice thing that this car, you know, we don't have to like avoid driving it because of those annoying flags. You know, you can drive it around and have fun driving it, and there isn't any annoyingness going on. Alright, let's go ahead and pull over here. We'll open all the doors and stuff as usual. I really want to see if that, I believe the shaker stays on this one when you pop the hood, but let's see. Oh, I love that color combination. The purple with the white interior just looks so good. Okay, manage vehicles, preferences, doors, and all. Yes, the shaker stays and all. That is awesome. So sadly, like I talked about earlier, our valve covers are white. Would have been nice for the orange, but I guess it kind of matches our build, even though, you know, the Hemi's supposed to be orange. But the shaker, I mean, the fact Rockstar modeled that, I mean, they put so much effort into this car. See, I think 2024/2025 Rockstar would have just kept the shaker just stuck in the hood, and when you open it, it would go up with it, right? That's just laziness, you know, because they don't have to put in the extra effort. But they did here for a lot of things on this car. I mean, really, that last grow option, one option, and they had to literally get the coding and the programming from the Dukes and apply it to this car just for one grow option. You see that? That to me is wow. There's the interior, which I love, all the wood paneling and everything. So thankfully this car, they don't reuse, you know, the copy paste OG muscle car interior. It is an updated one, which I love. All the wood paneling and all that. Oh wow, even the trunk carpeting is linked to the trim color. We got the white carpeting too. This is just such a well done car. I mean, the regular price is about 600,000, trade price about 460. You're in this car, even if you pay full price for it, with upgrades and everything, under $1 million. Wow, man, I miss these days of GTA Online. And just so much value and more importantly, so much effort into this car, the customization options, everything. A lot of research went into them, and I think this car is well worth its price tag. I believe I have like 3 of them. I have to look. It's been a while, but yeah, I have like 3 different builds of this car, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a reason for it, because I mean, you can have a lot of fun doing different builds and color combinations and stuff. I have a Hemi orange one, I think, a sublime green one, and a plum crazy one as well. So yeah. But anyways, guys, as always, let me know down below in the comments what car you want to see me recustomized from late 2019 and older that I haven't recustomized again in a video. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.